Careful.
That harvest feast we call the first Thanksgiving, just 2.5 miles.
It's like when you're in school and you find out if you're passed or not.
Yeah, exactly. How you guys doing? And Michael, we need your Beansboro Falls, our big giant falls, right down the interstate. And you can, you know what, you're not getting an offset for otherwise with that. Because I don't want to say something.
The Visitor Center features the theaters where you are now seated, museum shops, and an exhibition gallery. There are
between different native groups. So it was their major form of transportation.
Cash, card, whatever it may be. Okay? Everyone saucer and the soup spoon if you can. Bring it. Hey, Mom.
Is it legal?
Can I have the keys to your car?
I knew that the waterfront was just the police called out. It wasn't us. No, we weren't being empathetic. Project.
Careful.
Okay. You mean
Good. And tell Brian, I hope, tell Brian. Yeah, so that's Murphy. We need to have some more space for there. Let's move it out a little more, John. Happy Thanksgiving.
Cheers, everybody.
Mississippi's doing today.
Thanks. You're too old for it? Then I'll take yours.
I'm Richard Pickering. I'm the Deputy Executive Director and a Senior Historian here at Plimoth Patuxet Museums, and I wanted to give you our thanks for sharing your Thanksgiving with us. You are part of a tradition that has reached back at this museum since the early 1990s. So the dinner that you are having today has been shared by tens of thousands of people before you, off the site of that harvest feast we call the first Thanksgiving, just 2.5 miles, that had each suffered horrific losses. That prior to the arrival of Mayflower, Wampanoag communities had lost upwards of 70 to 90% of population within just a year and a half. There were only 52 English men, women, and children left alive, and the bulk of them were under 16 years old. These are fragile communities reaching towards one another.
That dates back centuries in many native nations and communities today. Land acknowledgements are used by gratefully acknowledge the indigenous people on whose ancestral homelands we gather today. And that would be the Patuxet Wampanoag. As well as the diverse and vibrant indigenous, just to tell you that I teach anything that is about indigenous people here for Plymouth Patuxet. We're one of the largest native nations in the United States. I've been with Plymouth Patuxet Museums now for just over 34 years. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about Wampanoag Thanksgiving tradition.
All of them would take off their hats, bow their heads as a sign of humility. So having described those two different postures, if everyone would join me.
Unless he's feeding the wait staff.
That looks yummy.
The grace you heard from Remy, if you like this toast, if you have any questions about what Tim was talking about in 13 minutes, just grab my card at the cash register and drop me an email and say, Richard, I want this, this, and this, and I'll make sure you get it.
And now to hear her talk about it. No, not the best.
Say, artisan's pies, $12 a slice. Put them on a paper plate without.
I was born in 48. Yes. And now to hear her talk about it.